Welcome back to Just Drive It. Today we're going to be working on Daisy, our 65 Fairlane that we haven't driven for a couple of years. But there's a reason. We'll let you know, so come along with us. Alright, so what's happening is we just got back from Guatemala. And the fun just begins to keep coming in. So, my wife's car, her 2021 Edge, now is not shifting correctly. So, whether it's a torque converter flutter or whatever, that's got to go in the shop on Monday. My Mustang, my 2003, I need to pull the pressure plate back out because I think one of the arms is messed up on it, or the throwout bearing. And I don't have time to do that right now. I'm taking the 99 F250 to work. And I got to leave on Tuesday. So, if you do the math, there's not going to be a car for them to drive while I'm gone. So, what we're going to do is we are going to take and do some work on this car. We're going to convert from single pot master cylinder to a dual circuit master cylinder. We also just recently replaced the power steering deal. We got to do some pulley alignment stuff. We have oil and filter for it. Of course, it's been sitting for a couple of years. And new fuel pump. What else does that mean? So we are going to be working with spacers, getting that stuff back out again, getting all this line back up the way it's supposed to be. It does have a 289. For those who don't know from the past, this is a stock short block, with exception of the camshaft. These heads, believe it or not, are the stock heads. All that's been done to them is we lapped the valves and put new umbrella seals on them and tossed them back on. So the camshaft is the Edelbrock Performer spec cam that matches the Edelbrock Performer intake and Edelbrock Performer carburetor that's on it. That carburetor may come off because I'm not so sure if it's still good or not, and I'll put a good carburetor on it for now. Further stuff, like I said, is oil change on it. We need to seal those little holes right there so the water doesn't get in. We thought we had a bad cowl. It turned out it was the windshield seal. And we are going to be swapping out the tank because that tank is messed up. So more or less that's where we're at. So once we get this done, we will be using, because we have a good one, the good style sending unit for these cars. And this is also that these two right here, that those two right there can go through and have a car to drive while I'm gone. Not a fast car, definitely a comfortable one though. C4 automatic, radio delete, which most people haven't seen. This thing was ordered with factory Ford AC, or it was put on at the dealership, one of the two, but no radio. Really, really interesting. So, come along with us. So, I just got a little comment from the knucklehead here, so let's see what he's got to say.
There's only one problem with his plan of us driving this vehicle. It's a Ford.
And what does that got to do with it?
I'd rather push a Mopar than drive one.
Well, we'll see. It's a long walk to go to church and to go to the store, isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
Worth it.
Okay, we're going to be starting off back here. Yeah, there's a little bit of rust right here, sorry. But this car and that car right there have something very much in common with the 65 Fury that we have as well. In that, on these cars, if you put the jack underneath the back and jack up on the rear end, you can't get this tire out. You actually have to lift it by the body and let the axle actually dropped down on the suspension in order to be able to get these tires out of here. So one of the things they provided underneath here, if you know how to do it right, is there is a plate right here. Let me see if you can see it. I hope you can. This plate here, of course, it wants to... You can jack on that plate and lift the side of the car up. That will drop this down so you can take these tires out. Or, in our case, since they're going to be working on the fuel tank, which is back here, and I don't have air in the air shocks, they're going to need to lift this car a little bit. So Ian's going to take this jack, stick it in underneath there, jack it up so we can start on the gas tank. And while he's doing that and getting stuff ready, I gotta go find the keys. Okay, you'll be able to see here where we've patched this sucker in the past, because unfortunately this thing suffered the same problem that Scott with an S had with one of his cars, and that is the non-vented tank heated up, and then when it cooled off, it sucked in and it put a crack in it. That's where this is coming in, and vented cap. Now, since we're sitting here, guess what we get a repair now? Yep, got a leaky wheel cylinder. So we're gonna have to replace a wheel cylinder on that side too. Oh, the joys. So back to what we're doing. 2 bolts, or 2 nuts, drop the straps, disconnect the fuel line over there, it's up in there, and we will drop this sucker down. But this thing is fun because you got to get these out of the way, because the fuel inlet is here, and you kind of have to drop it down, pull it back, and it's fun. Yeah, it's really fun. You can see some of the factory actual markings right there. Pretty cool. So we're about to start up. Well, we pulled Jason Falk, and we're bad YouTubers about what we just did. Okay, we used impact on these. Nuts came off, strap dropped down, this slid back out, and we were able to disconnect. We didn't record it, we should have, but oh well. You can see the condition of the top here. We're gonna see what we can do. There's a couple small pinholes in the trunk that we need to take care of, but first things first, we're gonna have to take this piece off, transfer it to that. That is actually a new we did it for that one trip to South Carolina. Sending unit, gauge, hookup point. So we'll move on from here. No, don't take it off on the bottom one, not the top one.
Okay. Gotcha, let me see.
Just making sure there's not a rattlesnake right there. Considering he is sitting on 10. Okay, is that back where it was?
Just to brown.
Alright.
Should be good.
Now, one nice thing about these that's different from, say, the Mustangs of the same year is you don't have all the perimeter screws and it isn't the trunk floor. However, each one has its pros and cons. You got that loose?
It should be.
Nope.
Or maybe.
You want to twist it first. Either that or use it like this. A lot of times you can mess stuff up by not breaking it loose right first. And I'll probably break it. I'm trying to show you how to do it. There we go. And we're good there. There's a little bit of rust on the inside of this one. What made this a bad tank was not the actual inside of the tank, but it was actually right here. And this was actual epoxy. And it stuck pretty good, but our issue always came down to there being the crack that this thing would flex and would break it back loose. You can see where it would break it back loose. So that is where our problem is, right in there. Hence why we're changing these, and we're also changing our little what should we call it, the gas cap. One of the things that a lot of people don't have is the proper tool for this, and I'm no exception. However, we're gonna knock this sucker back loose, and we did come up with a new ring. So if you try to beat on only one, you're not gonna get anywhere. Hence, things you got to be worried about. Now, why do I not want to get another one of these? Because even though it's a little discolored, there was an issue with a bunch of these other ones, and this is the one that will actually work properly and give you the full rotation like you need to for your fuel, for your sending unit, whereas the other ones, what was found over the years is the rheostat, which is right in here, did not work right. And this was the one that was recommended in the Fairlaner, which is a club magazine for the Fairlane Club of America. And a lot of research went into it, I believe by Bob Manel. I could be wrong on that, but I believe that's who it was. And that's how we know whether or not these work better or the other ones work better. So this one's still got a good sock on it. Everything's good. Still in good shape. We're going to install it back into that.
Go.
Okay, I said I was going to replace this because this ear is kind of gacked up. But as you can see, it's still flat. I was going to replace it with this. However, this sucker ain't even flat. Something got dropped on it or it got mangled. I could probably beat it back out, but I know that this one works. So that one, no. Okay, you can see I've got this thing up like this instead of laying it down flat. Why? First thing that I had to do is there's two tabs here that hook into these two holes here. And you want to come over here? Show them. As you can tell, they're offset. They're not directly apart. These you want to make sure fit in there. One of the things I did by doing it this way, if I can get it to go back in again. Yeah, there we go. Is by doing it like that, you see how that thing rocks? If I bring it like this, it's going to sit halfway decently flat without having to fight it when I put this piece back in. So we'll come back here in a minute. I'm going to wire brush this real quick, and I got to decide whether or not I want to change the actual rubber gasket on this thing. That's always a fun part of doing these, is whether or not to replace the gasket or not. This one still looks good, but it is kind of hardened up. So yeah, I think we're gonna have to swap that. We'll clean up a few things, we'll come back. Okay, that is in and ready to go. Now, yes, there is a proper tool for using for this. Like I said before, I don't have one. So we do what has worked in the past. Let's move this sucker out of the way so don't make contact with that wire. And we're good. Next thing, we'll install the tank and this. But I guess we're going to install the fill neck first. it actually isn't as dirty as the outside is. So we'll get this thing on, installed, and get ready on this particular tank. One nice thing this tank has, and we need to double check that when we start filling it, is it has a drain plug, whereas this one did not. Heck, that one still got gas in it. But we will move along. Drop it back down. All right. All right.
I'm not putting on my weight, so it's not I'd crush this.
All right, Ian, if you want to do the honors and tighten that back down, we will get that ready to go. There we go. That is a fuel tank installed, ready to go. Fuel center's in, connected. So now I still have to wait for the master cylinder that is on order because it got misordered. That's actually not right. So they ordered it, but the warehouse had an issue, so they had to order it a second time. So instead of being there at 7:30 this morning, it's going to be here around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. When I go back to pick that up, I will also go pick up the brake wheel cylinder so that we can do what we need to do. So fun stuff.